All right, folks, good morning. Okay, let's get started here. So for today, Friday the 6th, we have the following information. At 8:30 a.m. Eastern, we had average hourly earnings month over month, which came in better than expected. Non-farm employment change came in better than expected. Unemployment rate, however, came in worse than expected. 4.2%, expectation was 4.1. Now, it should be noted that although unemployment going up is not a good thing, in terms of how the FOMC looks at things, this is actually good because they need unemployment to go up in order to get to the target, which they usually say is around 5% is what they want unemployment to stay at. Anyway, so at this stage, this is not necessarily considered a good thing. Um, but anyway, at 9:15 a.m., I'm sorry, this is considered a good thing for the Fed, but depends on how the market looks at it. At 9:15 a.m., FOMC member Bauman speaks, not expecting this to have a significant impact based on the alert here. At 10 a.m., we have preliminary U of M consumer sentiment and inflation expectations. At 10:30, we'll have FOMC member Goolsbee speaking. 12 p.m. FOMC member Hammock speaking. 1 p.m. FOMC member Daly speaking. 3 p.m. consumer credit month over month. None of these reports are expected to have significant impact, by the way, after 10, starting at 10:30 a.m. But we'll see. All right. Having said that, let's take a look at the market. So here we have the QQQ ETF, and what we can see is that right now we're looking like we're going to open slightly higher than when we closed on Thursday, and we can see that Thursday's action was very sideways. It was slightly bearish, but you wouldn't consider this a significant bias, just slightly inclined down. Taking a look at the stocks, which we found yesterday, as far as the alerts that were put out to the room, we found Tesla, which was bullish. It was able to get past our target number one to the upside, which was 368.12. We were looking for it to move to target number two. It never reached there, but we were able to take profits nonetheless. Okay, so Tesla did work out, but didn't get us the amount of profit that we were looking for. Eventually, Tesla topped out 375.43, but its T2 was 376.38. AMAT was an opportunity as well. Now, this came out after the end of my broadcast for the morning part of the session, but I did let everyone know where the target was to the downside with instructions on what to do in the event that we had a strong resumption of the trend, which by my calculations, the best time to have commenced a trade would have been roughly where my cursor is right there. Okay, so for those who took advantage of that, that was able to go below negative T2, ultimately reaching a low of 170.55. Okay, now as far as what's moving in the pre-market session today, here's what we've got so far. All right, first up is ALBT. That is currently up 125% on 25.4 million shares. It's at least $1 per share, so we'll add that to our pre-market watch list. The symbol again is ALBT. And where is my list? There it is. Okay, nope, that's not it. There you are. All right, there's my list. All right, ALBT is the symbol. All right, next up is I'm not sure why that showed up on my list. Never mind. I'll skip this one. All right, GXAI is next. That is currently up 41% plus on over 17 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that. to the pre-market watch list as well. Next up is JFBR, which is presently up 42.6% on 13.3 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to the pre-market watch list. Next up is PGHL, which is currently up 22.12% on 3.7 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to the pre-market watch list. Next up is not that one. All right, next up is RGTI maybe? No, that one's not up enough either, I don't think. Let me check. RGTI. Nope, only up 5%. Nope. Next up is SATL. All right, SATL. That's currently up 24% on 2 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add SATL to our pre-market watch list for stocks. Next up is SNOA, which is presently up 15.77% on 1.2 million shares, is at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that SNOA to our pre-market list. Next up is Soundhound, SOUN, which is presently just under the threshold. It's up 5.78%. Probably will be above 6%. So there it is, just flashed above. Over 18 million shares. It's at least $1 per share. Even though it's not perfectly qualified, it looks like it will be. So I'll add Soundhound, SOUN. Next up, we'll have not Tesla. Let's see here. VSEE. That's currently up about 35.5% on 15.7 million shares and over $1 per share. So we'll add VSEE to the pre-market watch list. Last but not least, we have ZBAO. Oops. And that is up about 63, almost 64% on 7.4 million shares, and it's at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market radar, ZBAO. All right. So if you folks see any other stocks that meet all 4 of our criteria, other than those I've already mentioned, of course, let me know in the chat. These are the stocks that I've mentioned so far. UPC is mentioned, and ADD, sure. UPC first. That's up a lot, 212% on about 32 million shares, and it's of course above $1 per share. So I'll go ahead and add that. Actually, I think I already. Oh, sorry, UPC is the one I was looking for. Sorry, UPC. I was typing out ZBAO. Add ADD is next. That's currently up about 25%, 6.8 million shares, at least $1 per share. So we'll go ahead and add that to our pre-market watch list as well. All right, folks, if you see any other stocks that meet all 4 of our criteria, let me know in the chat, other than the ones we've already mentioned, of course. We need to have a NASDAQ listed stock that's trading at least 1 million shares of pre-market volume. It must have achieved at this time at least a 6% price change, positive or negative. It still must be 6% positive or negative or greater. And we would need to be at least $1 per share. So if you see any other stocks that meet all 4 of those criteria, other than, of course, the ones we've mentioned, please let us know in the chat. We'll take a look. All right, so we'll wrap up for today. Folks, please be sure to like the video. I see we have 12 likes, but more than 12 people watching, so please be sure to hit the like button. That greatly helps us with the YouTube algorithm. Also, feel free to subscribe to the channel so you get notifications. And if anyone's watching this on a replay, please check out fundertrading.com, our website. You'll see a link in the description to this video. Other than that, everyone is part of the coaching room. I'll see you there in about 21 minutes. We'll pick up for today's session. Actually, more like 20 minutes. All right. Other than that, folks, have a great trading day. I'll see you for the next Premarket Pulse on Monday. Have a great weekend as well. Take care.